Morning, everyone. It's February 12th, 2018, and this is Mondays with Bev and Paul. Hi, my name's Paul.
Hi, my name's Bev.
This is Bev. And
This is
Hi, everyone. Here we are, another Monday with Bev and Paul, and we have a great question for you today. It's based on the book that Deborah Schildhouse wrote, and the question for today: what makes Biotouch different from other healing techniques? It's going to be an awesome little
It's going
discussion.
to be an interesting one. Yeah.
Especially after our little certification class
Oh.
that no students came to, but we had staff members there.
Wow. And it was wonderful.
It was.
It was very powerful.
We had some good dialogue, and
Yeah.
we'll share some of that today with you. But first, what do we do? So these programs are designed to teach you Biotouch. That's the one thing.
Yep.
It's to share with you a thought from our manual or our book, which is that was the question was from.
Mm-hmm. And comments, questions are always welcome. We would love to have a dialogue with you and continue to share with you what's going on in the web.
Yes.
With all of our CPs around the world.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll talk about it here. We're going to Four Corners area with David. We're going to do a little tour, a 30th anniversary of when Biotouch began in Mancos, Colorado. So I'm going to go out there, and Dave and I are going to hit a few communities and do some presentations, and that will be in May.
That's
and
going to be great.
We just found out today that we've set a date for
Medford, Oregon.
Yes.
Yes, how exciting. I'm excited.
Yep. So we're sending Bev up there to do a class in Medford. So if you'd like a class in your community, hey, just let us know.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, we really want to share something with you about our dream catcher. Mm-hmm. Again, this is the dream catcher. It's 4 foot wide. What do they call that?
Mesquite? The diameter.
Right, in mesquite wood.
Right.
Created by Lorraine Mills in 2012, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And every so often we'll put a picture in the middle, and this week we have a picture of Linda. Linda is on the right as you're looking at that picture, and she was asked to be in there by the barber lady here, Diane. It's a dear friend of hers of 25 years, and Linda got into an incredible accident. So we want to read this about the GoFundMe page. On February 7th, my stepmom, that's the young lady on the left, was riding on the back of my dad's motorcycle, a favorite pastime for both of them. Unfortunately, some punks in our quiet neighborhood decided to maliciously tie a ratchet strap from one side of the street across to the other. Neither of my parents saw the strap as they cruised down the neighborhood street, and unfortunately, Linda was nearly decapitated when she collided with the strap. My dad, thankfully, was sitting a little lower than Mom and was mostly unaffected. The extent of her injuries is heartbreaking, as the strap almost ripped her jaw off. After asking for prayers, no matter what deity you report to, I'm asking for donations to help cover the cost of staggering medical expenses. Every little bit helps, and I promise you that every little bit will be vastly appreciated. Linda is a vivacious, outgoing, generous, loving, strong-willed, stubborn, and massive-hearted woman who didn't deserve this disgusting act of inhumanity, and sure as hell doesn't deserve the ramifications of someone else's shitty life choices. From the absolute bottom of my heart, I'm begging anyone and everyone to please help contribute to this cause. Share this page and encourage others to help. Thank you so much. So we're asking you to go to GoFundMe.com and just look up Linda for Love. They're getting really close to their asked $10,000, but let's see if we can take them above that, because I'm sure the cost of that is way above $10,000.
You know it is.
We're really sorry for the family, and we're glad that we can help any way we can.
Exactly.
So that's our dream catcher. If you go to that page, it'll also give you more about what happened and about the situation.
Right.
So Linda's in the dream catcher. I'm glad we can do something like that for people
me too.
who don't necessarily come to Biotouch.
Right.
So,
but
nice.
We're part of that whole
right.
thing out there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the dream catcher. So let's go right to our question. All right, the question for the day: what makes Biotouch different from other healing techniques?
And the question was actually asked by Deborah when she was interviewing you for the book. And Paul answered, there are many ways, but one main thing is it's magical. The way Biotouch reaches down to that scared child in all of us and promotes feelings of well-being and love. Biotouch is love. Love is Biotouch. It's all we do here. We give people love. We're not here to fix people, but to serve them. We get to participate in their healing and feel their joy. It empowers people to help other people. And if those people just happen to heal in the process, perfect.
Perfect. Well,
Well
that is
said.
a good start.
That's a good start. isn't
Good
it?
job writing that, Deborah.
Yeah.
So, I always like to talk about how Biotouch does relate to other techniques in the sense of all techniques, is my belief, come from the same place.
Yeah.
They come from a place that we cannot define. We don't really know what healing is, and you can trace that all the way back to whatever you want to call it, magical, spirit, God. But what happened, if you look at healing techniques, is somebody was in an emergency situation. Somebody was in a situation that had a need, and they met it, and they did something that person on the receiving end got better. And the short of the story is that person got better. All of a sudden, 2 or 3 people started to believe, wow, this person can really help. That person now shares that with other people. And then usually what happens is you put a name to the technique. And then once you put the name to the technique, you market the technique, or you sell it, or you stand on the street corners before there was marketing, or you digitalize it, or whatever you want to do. But you market it.
Yeah.
And at that level, Biotouch is the same as everything else.
You've just described the whole process. Yeah.
This was created by Norman Cochrane. 2 or 3 people believed he could help. I met him. We created a technique. We put a name to it, and now our job is to market it. That's it.
Yep. We're
So
part of it.
what distinguishes? What is it that makes it magical?
Well, I think for me that when I think about what health is our wealth. Because as we experience our lives and express ourselves, it's always going to be through a physical body. And, when that body is compromised or in pain, we are not living a full life to its greatest potential. It takes us out of the realm of being really expressing something beautiful about ourselves. And then for me, when I think about Biotouch, when it addresses the body first, that's a big key, because from that, then that's when the magic happens. So we're always holding that original thought that we all have a body. We all get to interact with each other on that level. But then you put Biotouch in that whole mix, and it begins to change the quality. There's a thought form out there right now. We're having to relook at what our resources are, what our wealth truly is, and it comes down to being of service. So it answers, for me, Biotouch, I said it yesterday it answers a need for me to share and to serve. And as you said, and if the body gets better, well, that's just perfect.
And a key to Biotouch in relation to that body is that is the one thing that's equal, like you said. And Biotouch meets people at that equality. So there are no levels in Biotouch. Everyone's effective the very first time they do it. You don't have to go through long, extensive training. Right. It just, boom, it happens. The minute you take those 2 fingers and do the greeting, which is what we'll teach today. And to me, Biotouch can relate to anything. I mean, just like even yesterday, I said, I can relate horse manure to Biotouch.
You said that before. Yep.
And so somebody asked me, and was supposed to ask me, so how does it relate to horse manure?
Oh, I'm just like,
skip
Paul. How does Biotouch relate to horse manure?
Well, let me tell you, Bev, how
Wait,
Biotouch
I've been
relates.
waiting. I've been waiting for the answer.
So, how it relates to Biotouch. So I take horse manure, and I'm always told, well, if there's horse manure, there had to be a pony in the middle of that shit.
Middle of it.
So I'm always seeing the positive. So Biotouch always gives me the opportunity to see the positive. When we talk about Biotouch is love, we've talked about that. That doesn't really mean a lot to people because the word is used in so many ways. But Biotouch is a way to care for another human being and to allow ourselves to be cared for.
Right. So it's interesting you bring that up because I've been thinking about it. So when we say that Biotouch is love, and by the way, our whole mission is, under that is that Biotouch is the application of the golden rule, love thy neighbor. We have to hold a high ideal for all of us to attain. And that's about the highest ideal. But in the mix of interacting with each other in a body, being cared for, that's where it begins. We can understand being cared for because when we're in pain and suffering, much time we're like, we think that we have to go on this journey alone. Biotouch reassures us and gives us the hope we're not alone. It connects us with another person who truly cares about us in that relationship. I think that's part of the magic. What separates us or what makes us different from, not separates us, I don't like that word, but it makes Biotouch a little bit different. For one thing, as you said, there's no levels. Everybody already owns Biotouch. We own that gift.
And we say it's the most unique healing technique.
Yeah.
Unique in the sense that, I'll use an example. So we talked in that quote about it reaches that inner child, that the depth of us. And I remember when we went to, it was a halfway house, these men in East LA who'd just gotten out of the federal prison and they were in a rehab place. And so we went and taught Biotouch. There was about 15 of them, and they loved it. They did the greeting on one another. They did the neck. They did the head, and it was so gentle.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were big, and who knows what they'd been in prison for.
Exactly.
But they were able to do it, and they could feel it, and it was a sharing at a level that you don't do normally. And yet, there's nothing threatening about Biotouch. We don't say we're going to change you or we're going to move your energy or that we're going to, we don't even say that you'll feel good. It's just like, just let us touch and let's see what happens.
Yes. And we've said it before, at those levels, Biotouch breaks down all of our barriers with each other. It has the power to do that.
Reminds me of another story at a federal prison in Hawaii. And we went there and we taught. It was funny. We brought the manuals in. They had to take out staples out of the manuals.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And we went in there and we taught these guys how to do Biotouch. And the woman who brought us there, her statement was, Biotouch was the one thing that these men have learned that they can call their own.
Wow. Oh, that's an amazing, profound statement, isn't it?
Yes. And I always remember it's our own, and it is our own.
It is our own.
We possess it, every one of us. And we just are screaming from the rooftops.
I know, because we have realized so many things about Biotouch that we continue to say. It already belongs to you. There's nothing difficult about you claiming that gift. It's already all of ours. And I think in this time of divisiveness and of separateness that we've really just allowed ourselves to come into through all these different ways of thinking and acting and living, that's why Biotouch is here right now, to bring us into that inclusive group called humanity again.
And so this book is a perfect way to help people feel comfortable doing Biotouch. Biotouch, Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips by Deborah Schildhouse. one of our certified practitioners. And it's just a wonderful story. It interviews me and my history. It interacts with Deborah and her learning about it and some of the uncomfortable situations in learning about it, but the great growth that she went to. And it just makes it gives a possibility to the masses of people that healing can be simple.
Yeah.
I like that about our message.
No, I agree. And that's what humanity is asking for. It doesn't do anybody any good if only a select few can afford it, if they can take however many years it takes, if they, it belongs to us right now in this moment. Yes. That's what humanity is requiring right now, something simple that's already theirs.
Rose was a perfect example of that, working with her husband who had a stroke, and they did a lot of alternative complementary therapies, but it started to get into their budget. They're on a set income.
Oh, yeah.
And they felt frustrated in the cost and the ability. They couldn't do it. And when she stumbled upon Biotouch and immediately did it and saw immediate results, it was empowering to both of them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what a confidence in Rose that somebody said it this weekend. Biotouch, for those who are caregivers or just somebody who, you have the power immediately to help someone. You don't have to stand back and watch something happen. You can be part of the process with Biotouch.
And that's what's nice.
I know. It's very powerful.
So Jenny's leaving today to go to her granddaughter's birthing, and she's stuck now. The head's dropped. They want to induce, Jenny says a lot of these young people, they just know too much. She said when she got pregnant, you just got pregnant. You knew you were pregnant. You knew someday you'd have the baby.
Someday you're going to have
You didn't have MRI. You didn't have all these analysis along the way. So they get really frustrated and anxious. And so they want to induce labor by Thursday. So she's going today. And I said, just do Biotouch. And let's see what happens. So it'll be interesting to share with you next week if she was able to do that.
Right.
And whether that helped the body respond enough to relax and just have that child, which is just raring to come out.
I told you real quickly when we were doing a volunteer event that I did Biotouch on a woman who was only about going into her 4th month. And I did the lower abdomen set. And the baby moved for the first time and responded to Biotouch. She was blown away.
So it can be taught 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We hope you're going to learn how to do it because we're going to show you how to do it. So we're going to show you again the greeting. And this is a perfect thing to do on Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. All you can do is this greeting. All right, here we go.
The greeting is always performed at the beginning of each session. It's the only set that uses one hand and the only set that indicates which hand to use. The greeting is performed with the dominant hand. If you are right-handed, use your right hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand. The greeting is made by touching at point 1, which is in the fleshy area just below the bottom of the breastbone or sternum. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. Then, with the same 2 fingers, touch point 2 on the back. To find point 2, look for the big bone at the base of the neck. From here, move 1 to 1.5 inches to the left. This is point 2. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. More than one associate may work with a recipient provided that all of the associates perform the greeting. If the associate or the recipient leaves the session, or if someone who hasn't done the greeting touches either the recipient or the associate, the greeting must be reestablished. Then the session may proceed from where it was interrupted.
Magical. Whenever you can see a family like that, all working with one another, that's magical.
I know. I look at that child and I'm like, this is where it begins.
Yes.
It begins there.
So we can only encourage you out there to just learn Biotouch. Go to our website, justtouch.com. Go to our, click on the Facebook page here. Send us an email. Send us a question. We'll do whatever it takes. We'll stand on my head if we have. I'll stand on her head.
Ooh, that's going to be. Will you stand in horse manure?
I'll find that pony somewhere.
Oh, the rodeo's in town.
I have an opportunity.
Whoa.
So really, we hope that you learned a little bit about how Biotouch relates to other healing modalities. We encourage you to try Biotouch. We encourage you to do any technique that's going to help you, with your health care of your family, your friends, and yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're just here to help you.
Beautiful journey.
And we're here to do that every week. And we're so grateful that you showed up with us today.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And we want to thank all of you. So we're going to leave you with that wonderful little song with the touching. So again, see you all next week.
Have a glorious week.